Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here. This is the 114th episode of the American Reveille Podcast, and we're going to do something a little different on this episode. We're going to cover a different type of news story, something a little away from politics, just because I felt it deserved an honorable mention. It did. A lot of heroes these days are going unsung. All right, especially because of the culture that we're in right now and what they believe about certain people and certain things. I don't know what this guy's political affiliation was. I don't care if he was a super hardcore lefty. He's an honorable man, and I admire him for what he did. May he rest in peace. This news story is about a Chicago area executive. He was down in Florida with his family. This kid was drowning in the riptide. He did what he had to do to save the kid, and in the process, through either a drowning or a cardiac issue or a combination of both, he has died, leaving his entire family behind. All right, we're going to read through the article, talk about it a little. I'm going to show you their GoFundMe so that you could help the guy's kids out a little bit and do some stuff like that. I think it's a good cause. I think it'll be fun. It's not going to be a big, long 40-minute episode, 10, 15, 20 minutes tops, but this man deserves to be known. This is episode 114 of the American Reveille Podcast. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here. This is episode 114 of the American Reveille Podcast. All right, guys, do me a favor before you do anything else. Please, all right, like, share, subscribe, follow, do all that good stuff for me. All right, hit the notification bell. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else with a rating system, leave a 5-star rating. Talk about the American Reveille Podcast. Ask about it. Participate in the social media. You can look in the description section. I'm on Gab. I'm on Parler. I'm everywhere to be found. All right, I'm shadow banned on a lot of the big platforms. You're going to have to use alt tech for me, but please follow along. I'm depending on patriots like you to spread the word of the American Reveille. All right, guys, this episode, by the way, is sponsored by Life Change Tea. It's a fantastic product. I have a bag of it right here. Really good stuff. I drink it. I've got a whole jug of it in the fridge. I do 2 8-ounces a day, 2 8-ounce glasses. All right. I make it cold. I put some Splenda in there. It's delicious. It tastes like sweet tea. All right. No sugar, nothing like that. Just a proprietary blend of herbs that have been used for thousands of years. It's an antitoxin. It's a cleanser. It cleans out your digestive tract. It cleans the toxins from your body, gives you more energy, gets rid of your bloat, gets rid of your crappy feelings from basically all the stuff that's just stored up in your rotting gut biome. You got to clean that out once in a while, all right? But the really great thing that I love about Life Change Tea, I love the fact that it's gentle. I keep saying that, you hear me say it on every episode, but a lot of these teas you drink, you go in to the supermarket, if you're on the East Coast, Publix maybe, or on the West Coast, like a Kroger or a Safeway, you go in there and the tea is like, oh, cleansing tea, 7-day, ancient Chinese cleansing tea. That should be the first mistake. You see it say ancient. You're like, oh, why is there a hammer and a sickle and a communist Chinese flag on here? Maybe I shouldn't drink this tea. Washington man develops brain cancer after drinking mysterious tea. No, you won't get any of that from this. This doesn't come from China, ladies and gentlemen. This is put together in the United States of America, and it's a beautiful product. It's gentle. That's a big thing. All right. That's an important thing. I have stomach issues, and it's gentle. All right. So no nuclear blast in the bathroom, just a comfortable cleansing. Good to go. You can literally drink this every day. It's not a 7-day, a 3-day or anything. It's a daily if you want. That's how gentle it is. It's a great product. GetTheTea.com, promo code James, free shipping and handling. There's nothing to lose. All right. It's a great product. If you need more convincing, do me a favor, stick around like 2 minutes after this episode. All right. And I'll put a little ad on that I put together. It's me in the ad, a little nice music, a little more details, a little more information. And I promise you, after you see that, you'll head over to getthetea.com and you'll use the promo code James. You'll trust what I have to say, and you will give Life Change Tea a try. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this story is sad, but it's also brave. All right. I don't know how it's going to hit me. I read it earlier and I felt pretty emotional while I was reading it. I've done a lot of recording tonight. I'm pretty tired. I don't know how it's going to hit me, but I'm telling you, it's a hard read. I'm a father. I have daughters. And this man is 42, just a couple years older than me. Successful person, life ahead of him. A wonderful sounding family. Lost his life being a hero. Right? Lost his life being a hero. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, in this time, this dark time we're going to, we need more heroes. Regardless of politics, we need more people like Pete Rosengren, you know, willing to do whatever they needed to do to save the children, to sacrifice, to push forward the next generation. All right. So Pete Rosengren, you know, much respect from the heart. I hope you rest in peace. I'm going to do you the honor of reading your story and telling people about you on this. All right. That's the best that I can do, with my little thing, but it's something. And I feel that if you're going to respect the dead, you should do something. All right. Fox News. This came out of Florida. This was a man from the Chicago area sales exec dies in Florida, saving children from dangerous rip currents. Report says Pete Rosengren, 42. He leaves behind a wife and 3 children. I'm feeling it. Stephanie Pagones. All right. A sales director at a suburban Chicago newspaper died after rescuing children from a rip current in the Gulf of Mexico while on vacation in Florida earlier this week, according to a report. Pete Rosengren, a 42-year-old married father of 3, he went into the Gulf on Sunday to help his sons and a family friend's 9-year-old boy, all right, as the child struggled to navigate the current. Rosengren was able to pull the boy to safety, but had to be rushed to an area hospital where he could not be saved. Rosengren, who lives in Batavia with his family, he works at the Daily Herald Media Group. All right. He's the vice president of sales and digital strategies. This is a successful man. All right. He was on vacation with his wife, Mara Rosengren, their 3 sons, and other families in the area of Miramar Beach, according to the Herald. The Gulf was closed for swimming as a result. Now, guys, I don't want you to say, well, what the hell was everybody swimming for? Let me just keep reading. It'll explain. The Gulf was closed for swimming as a result of the severe weather conditions, according to reports. Mara Rosengren told the Herald they got into the beach only minutes earlier when the children ran into the water right away. All right. They maybe neglected to tell their kids not to do that, or maybe they didn't see the signs till they got there, but the kids ran right into the water, the dangerous rip currents, without stopping. All right. They just ran right to it before anybody could do anything. This should be a lesson to parents everywhere to always be mindful, to be one extra step cautious about your children. My wife messes with me sometimes. She gets mad at me because she'll say that I'm overly cautious. The kid's got to learn this or the kid's got to learn that. But you know, a thing like this, it helps to have ground rules in place, you know, and I could understand because maybe they're from Chicago and the water in the Great Lakes is very different than the water in the Gulf of Mexico and the ocean, right? It's a hard thing either way. I don't want to put any blame on the family. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's not. I'm just trying to mine any type of lessons I could possibly find for current parents that are reading this and listening to this, quite like myself, you know. She says, it all happened so fast. I ran towards the water. She described how the 9-year-old boy was having a hard time than the other children returning to shore. She also told the Herald through tears, we could see one little boy, he couldn't get in and he went out there. Pete went out there. All right. So there's a little boy stuck in the rip current. The little boy was drowning and her husband, Pete, this big time executive with a big heart, ran into the water after this kid. Lifeguards performed CPR on Rosengren before the medics transported him to a hospital, according to the Herald. A medical examiner will determine his cause of death. And there's some confusion because it seems like he could have had a cardiac event and possibly drowned. Like we said before, it could be either or a combination of the both. Either way, this man saved this child's life. He's a hero. Again, I don't I'm sorry. I don't give a crap who you are and what you believe in, or you could be, right? You could be like an Antifa member that's just brainwashed and doesn't realize what Antifa does. And then you could go and see your comrades like hurting a kid and then fight off those comrades and save that kid. And I will declare you a hero. All right. You are welcome on my side. 120,000%. All right. But there are people out there that just don't have that type of love in their heart, that type of forgiveness, that type of, and it doesn't even matter with that. What matters is that this person shouldn't be forgotten. And unfortunately, with all the craziness in the news lately, that may be what happens. And maybe what happens, the story wasn't on the top news. I found this. I could have done a story. Listen, all right, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. There's some juicy stories out there. You don't see a podcast from me right now about Matt Gaetz and sex trafficking. I could do that. I could take advantage of that. Everybody's doing one of those. All right. You don't see that. You don't see another migrant crisis video out of me. All right. I'm covering this man right here, Pete Rosengren. He deserves the coverage. All right. This man's a hero. He deserves our respect. He deserves our respect. And all I can do is pray for his wife and kids. That's all I can do. Speaking to WGN TV, Joe Shaker, who identified as Rosengren's best friend, said Rosengren's a true hero. Quote, the world needs more Petes putting others in front of themselves, he said. Shaker described how Maura was the love of his life. His 3 boys meant the world to him, Shaker continued. He was an avid coach, too. But I would say he loved getting on the baseball field with his sons. Scott Stone, Daily Herald Media Group's president and chief operating officer, told the Herald it was no surprise his final minute was spent helping others. Man, it's hard. God, I couldn't even imagine. Like if my wife ran in and saved a kid and passed away, I don't even know what I would do. To pick up all the pieces. And I mean, I'd have to, like, just his wife's going to have to, Maura's going to have to, she has children depending on her. We would all have to in that situation. But for the love of God, it's just a terrible situation. It's a wonderful situation because he saved the boy's life. The man's best friend literally lost his best friend for that. I mean, it was like a life for a life, you traded a soul for a soul. I mean, that kid's got to grow up and do something special. There's a reason that kid lived. That's just how I feel about it. It is, Pete was always there for others, employees, peers, family, friends. That was his DNA, Stone told the news site. Pete had an oversized personality, quick wit, humor, and unique compassion for others. The Herald has organized a GoFundMe page to benefit Maura Rosengren and her family. I pulled up the GoFundMe page. All right. I want to read that part to you guys. I'm not going to ask you for donations on this episode. I don't want any donations. Give your donations to Maura Rosengren. All right. There's a GoFundMe page for them. It's literally gofundme.com/F as in Frank. All right. /memorial-fund-for-the-Rosengren-family. Look, I'm going to put a link to this in the description section when we're done. It's hard to find like this when I give you that big link. All right. I'll just put it in the description section. You can find it below. But it's very important that you go here. It says, we're all stunned to learn the news of the sudden tragic passing of Pete Rosengren, who died suddenly on Sunday, March 28th, helping kids struggling in the Gulf waters. Many of us are eager to help Pete's wife, Maura, and their 3 amazing boys, Gavin, Charlie, and Grant. 3 boys, they're going to grow up now without a father. Okay? They're going to grow up now without a father. All right, we never pay attention to these things. We're so busy arguing the freaking gender differences of pineapples. We're not recognizing real heroes. It says they have a long road ahead. If you wish to help ease the burden of the funeral and other unexpected expenses, please consider making a contribution. We'll continue increasing the goal as the donations come in. There are 3 young men who will incur many expenses down the road, and the more they can raise for them, the better. And that's very true. Those 3 sons, all right? Those 3 sons will have to wear this on their back, bear the burden of the financial responsibility, and lead their family down the road. It's not going to be an easy road for them. This is traumatic. It's horrible, and it's traumatic. This man, you can see in his eyes, you can see that big, bright smile. Looked like a very good man. You know, my thoughts and prayers, my heart goes out to their family. Again, I don't give a crap what political affiliation. 3 boys just lost their damn dad, and this man just saved this boy's life, a 9-year-old boy's life. I believe he was 9 years old. That's what I think I read. Couldn't get out of the riptides. I grew up in Florida. Riptides are no joke. They'll suck you out into the ocean, and you'll never, ever be seen again. You'll drown under the waves. That boy's lucky to be alive. It's a shame what happened to this man. But we can at least give him honor by continuing the telling of his story, all right? Letting him live on in that tradition. I told his story, all right? And I've shared to you this GoFundMe. If you find it in your heart, all right? Like I said, this man right here, he died. He died saving a boy's life, and he's leaving 3 sons behind. I have no idea who he is. I've never met him. But you know what? It's a better story to me than covering just another Biden story, another political story. We need to hear these stories too. All right. Your kids need to hear stories like this. We need to inspire young people to do the right thing and put others and community before others, not because they're mandated to, but because it's in their heart, because they want to be there. They want to help others. They want to put a smile on others' faces, and they want to protect the sanctity of life and freedom in this country. That's what we need to do. So God bless you. You know, may you rest in heaven. May your soul have peace, and may your family find peace. All right. And I hope this goes viral to holy hell. I don't care if nobody sees my company from it. I just hope it goes viral and a bunch of people donate to your campaign, sir. You know, may God watch over your family. You know, amen. Folks, I'm not going to go crazy with it. If you want, please stick around an extra couple minutes. You can see the quick little ad I put together on Ancient Life Oil. All right. AncientLifeOil.com. That's promo code James, free shipping and handling. But other than that, you know, I don't have anything else to say. I appreciate you following. I appreciate you supporting, but spend some time reading about true heroes like this, spending some time thinking about things like this, reflecting upon things like this, and thinking, how can I make myself a better person? How can I be a better man or woman on this planet? How can I help children? How can I help the cause? How can I help this country? How can I be better? Because life is short. This man was 42 years old. How old are you? This is episode 114 of the American Reveille Podcast. I appreciate you guys so much more than you know. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to put these shows together for you guys, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here, and I want to tell you about Life Change Tea. That's right, Life Change Tea. I have a pack of it right here. Listen, as many of you know, I've been working really, really hard to get back in shape, okay? I was thinking lately, right? And you should probably be thinking about it too, with how crazy everything is, with how unstable the government seems, with all of these socialists, all of this leftist insanity. You would just call it insanity. Who knows when the hell I'm gonna have to run, or when I'm gonna have to, I don't know, save my family from something. I don't know. So I was getting fatter and fatter and fatter, feeling crappier and crappier and crappier. My diet was junk. I started by cleaning up the diet. I've been working out more and more, but I was still bloated. I was still gassy. I was still feeling crappy. And I finally decided to pull out an old trick in the book. All right. Something that I used for weight loss in the past. And I was thinking about a cleanse, right? Maybe take something that would help me evacuate my bowels a little bit, if you know what I mean. But you know, what I found was something different. I found Life Change Tea. All right, www.getthetea.com. I found this Life Change Tea, and instead of a 7-day or a 14-day cleanse, a 3-day cleanse, what they were offering was a daily tea, like a daily delicious iced tea, not some kind of weird hot tea or some kind of nasty tasting thing. No, this was a health supplement. All right, I started reading about it, and they were talking about all these herbs, these ancient herbs, right? Look at this: organic blessed thistle herb, malva leaf, organic marshmallow leaf. I didn't even know what the heck a marshmallow leaf was. Apparently, it's for anti-inflammatory and antioxidants and stuff. I looked some of this stuff up. It's crazy. Milk thistle extract that cleans your liver and kidneys. I mean, there's all these different things in here, but I was happy. I was attracted to it because it was all natural. It was put together in the U.S., right? Obviously, they've got to get spices from these very special places. Not spices, but, you know, these special herbs. They got to get them from special places around the world, but it's all done here. It's packaged, put together, and blended accordingly right here in the USA, all right? And I tried it, and it was delicious. Look at this. I'm old school. I fill a jug. You see this big jug right here? And for those listening over there on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and everything like that, I'm holding this big gallon jug that used to be full of water. See those tea bags floating in the bottom there? This was full, guys. But I've been drinking it every day, twice a day, 8 ounces. Take a listen. Pour it in the glass. Oh yeah, that's not a sound effect. That's real. Look at this. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. And mabuhay to all my Filipino friends out there. I have the mint flavor. It's actually really good. I really like it. It's yummy. Look, this stuff's good. I can take that right now. I'm going to do 2 hours of podcast recording after this. It's not like me drinking that's going to send me running to the back. It's gentle. It's good stuff, all right? So it's got all these herbs. They cleanse you out. They make you regular again. They clean the toxins out of your system. They help you clean the extra waste that's been stored up in the colon, the stuff that's not healthy for you, not good for you. It keeps the bloat down. I don't feel so swollen. You know how you feel like swollen sometimes? Your fingers are... Yeah, you don't feel like that. It's gone. It's absolutely gone. So it's good stuff, guys. Listen, you have to go to getthetea.com, GETTHETEA.com, www.getthetea.com, www.getthetea.com. Promo code James, folks. Promo code James. That'll get you free shipping and handling. It's not expensive. It's good stuff, all right? It helps maintain your health. It cleanses your body from all kinds of toxins, all kinds of things that can cause colds and flus and different things like that. It keeps the bugs out real good. It helps your digestion, all right? Just like I've been saying, my bloats, I feel so much better, guys. I feel so much better. And just in this journey that I'm taking to get back in shape, I really feel like it's helping me immensely. It really is. I really think so. So try it out, guys. Life Change Tea. You just saw me drink a bunch of it. You just saw my almost empty jug. That's, by the way, like the 3rd jug. All right. That's not the first jug. Not the first jug at all. Trust me. It's good stuff, guys. You're not going to be disappointed. You're going to thank me. All right. www.getthetea.com.